Hi there, I'm Kern, and I'm the singing Realtor. Welcome home! And in today's video, I'm going to talk about 5 things I love and 5 things I hate about living in Des Moines, Iowa. Welcome back to my channel. And let's get started with 5 things I love and 5 things I don't like so much about living in Des Moines, Iowa. And we're going to start with the negative ones. So number 1, it gets cold here in Iowa. In January, like in the dead of winter, our average temperature can be about 23 degrees Fahrenheit. I've experienced it as cold as negative 50 degrees wind chill. Now that was historic. Winter 2019, the Arctic cold swept down. But we regularly have at least one day of negative 10 degrees every winter, some more than others. So I was born in Florida, grew up in Texas and Idaho. It gets cold here. So if you're from the South or from a warmer climate moving here, it's gonna take some adjusting to get to, because it's pretty much cool from November, December. Sometimes you're still wearing a windbreaker in May. I've seen it snow in May, but that was rare. Reason number 2, that would be, it's related to the cold, and it's a 4-letter word. S-N-O-W, snow. It's that beautiful white stuff that if you only have to stay inside, it's just fine. But when you have to get out in it, it can be challenging at times. So it comes in blizzards sometimes. It comes just a little white dusting that's gone by the afternoon. And other times it'll come and stay for months on end. Some winters I've seen the snow comes in November and it's not gone until March. Other winters comes, it gets dumped on, and then it goes away, it melts, and then it comes again, and it melts back. So it really just depends. But fortunately, we have amazing snow removal equipment and capabilities here. All the towns and counties are prepared for it. So even though it will come and everyone will rush to the grocery store the day before, or school might get canceled or delayed, we know how to handle it, and we always get through it. And I've noticed our roads are better because of it, because every year they always improve the roads. When I lived in a southern state that didn't have snow, their roads didn't get repaired as often. So the good side is we have nice roads. Number 3 reason I don't like living in Des Moines, Iowa, it's a little bit slower pace. Now actually, some of you might like that. If you're moving from a busier, bigger city, like I had friends move here from LA, they love it. They get around easier. It doesn't take 4 hours to drive 4 miles, and parking is cheaper. So grocery stores do close earlier. Hy-Vee used to be open around the clock, but now they close at midnight, and that was recent in February 2020, before COVID actually. So if you're a night owl, you might not have all-night access to some amenities like the grocery store. Bars generally close at 2 a.m. and a lot of restaurants will close at 10, 11, some stay open to midnight. So if you're coming from a bigger city, used to a faster pace of life, that can take some getting used to. But if you're more laid back, you might actually just love it. Reason number 4 that makes Des Moines a little challenging to live in, it might be a little bland or just not as much to do, especially if you're from a bigger city. If you're wanting nightlife 7 days of the week, like New York or LA, that's not us. Or if you're just used to more options in terms of entertainment, we might lack a little bit. Of course, we have movies. We've got Smash Park, which is like the main event where you've got bowling and all kinds of fun adult games, laser tag and that stuff. And there's the river walk, and there's a huge trail system where you can bike or rollerblade all over town. So, of course, it gets cold. Those aren't as accessible in the winter months. So, you might get better at finding things to do inside or actually reading a book or something. And the fifth reason that makes Des Moines, Iowa a little bit of a challenge, or we have higher property taxes. I'm not gonna lie, we have like 14th highest in the nation according to wallethub.com. When I have clients building new construction, I easily tell them to bet that their property taxes are gonna be 1.5 to 2% of their purchase price. So if you're in Polk County, you can definitely expect to pay higher property taxes than Dallas County. If you're buying like the same house, Dallas County is going to have much lower taxes because it's less population, so it doesn't have as much infrastructure to support. But in the state of Iowa, there's actually 3 reasons that we have higher property taxes. And I had a client of mine that works for Polk County, and she explained it to me. She said, our laws are pretty vague in terms of their wording statewide, and the city, the county, and the school district, those 3 factors make up your property taxes. So some communities where the school districts are growing, like Grimes or Dallas Center, those are going to have higher property taxes than neighboring Waukee even or West Des Moines. It really just depends which part of town and what county you live in, and the city and the school district. We have great prices in terms of our average home price, but comparatively speaking, our property taxes are a bit higher. So loan officers are always watching out for that when their clients are making purchases. And now we're going to talk about what I love about living in Des Moines, Iowa, the 5 pros. Number 1, Des Moines has a strong economy and we're a state capital. So we have a strong private and public sector in terms of the types of jobs that we have here. And we're kind of informally known as the insurance capital of the world. In 2019, Forbes named us number 10 on their list of best places for careers and business. We were number 5 on that same list in 2017, and in 2013, Des Moines was number 1 on Forbes' list of the best places for careers and business. We were also named number 1 best place for millennials in the Midwest by Groella. Now, let's look at a small snapshot of me down at the state capitol. Here is the Iowa State Capitol. And yes, that is real gold at the top of that dome. And we have an amazing rotunda here. Some wonderful artwork. And there's our downtown. We have wonderful business and commerce here. And that's one of the wonderful reasons to live in the Des Moines metro area. Number 2, Des Moines is convenient and affordable. NerdWallet named us the number 9 best city for quality of life. And Forbes magazine has said that our cost of living is 7% below the national average. So with our strong economy and our low cost of living, that means good news for your pocketbook. We've also got great interstates and roads. It's logically laid out and easy to get around the metro. Housing is affordable, and we have a lot of space. We don't have a lot of duplexes or multi-family homes or row homes. Most city lots are easily 1/4 acre, 0.2 acres. So we have a lot of space here in the Midwest. We're known for Iowa Nice, and that's because people are really friendly here. It's a great place to live, and it's convenient with low crime. We have wonderful farmers markets, and like I said, we have lots of jobs and high wages and low expenses. Number 3 reason is the Iowa caucus, first in the nation when it comes to the presidential race every 4 years. One of the things I love about living in Iowa, here in Des Moines, is the Iowa caucus. My mom taught government and economics when I was a kid, and she later served in a state house representatives of another state. And so I've always had appreciation for our country, the republic, and our democratic process. And when I moved to Iowa, I was like, oh, we have the Iowa caucus. I can see presidential candidates, or maybe even a sitting president if I want to, once every 4 years at least. So here I am at the state fairgrounds. There's the grandstands, and I'm in front of what used to be the Des Moines Register building. When I sold the Register, it was one of my jobs back in the day. We'd come down here during the fair and sell the paper and give out umbrellas. And I saw Newt Gingrich walk down this sidewalk because the candidates used to give talks right there where that sign now is. And when I worked for Pioneer in Johnston, they were bringing in candidates, and I shook Hillary Clinton's hand once and saw Mitt Romney speak as well. So if you're into politics, or if you at least want to see our elected officials, the Iowa caucus being the first in the nation is one of the cool things about living in Des Moines in the state of Iowa. Number 4, our cultural amenities. From the Iowa State Fair to our downtown, we have wonderful arts and cultural events for you to partake in. Another cultural amenity I love about living in the Des Moines Metro is the Wells Fargo Arena. Here the Iowa Barnstormers play indoor football, and the Iowa Wild hockey. I've seen Amy Grant and Michael W. Smith's Christmas concert here. They had Jordan Smith with them that year. He won The Voice in 2015. Carrie Underwood has played here, Katy Perry. Other big name artists have also come to town. And then here's the Veterans Memorial Community Choice Convention Center. Looks like Michael Bublé is coming to town as well. Lana Del Rey, she played there last fall. So if you like concerts and sports, you can have that here in town as well. Now I am at Cowles Commons, downtown Des Moines. There's the plaza, that's a residential building. When I had my cleaning business, I had like 2 or 3 accounts in there, including a 100-year-old woman who had lived there since she was 83 and paid off like 20 years of her loan. She's still alive, she's 106 now. But Cowles Commons used to be like a stadium format, but then they changed it into more of a park. I remember cleaning and watching them do the construction. Back there behind me, that's the Civic Center. We get major tours for Broadway musicals in town and other concerts. And that's the federal building there. And that's another cultural amenity of the Des Moines Metro. And the 5th reason I love living in Des Moines, Iowa, is we have a great educational system. Public schools, private schools, all of the above. When I was a kid in Texas, each year in grade school, we would take the ITBS, the Iowa Test of Basic Skills. We'd have to fill in the bubbles with a number 2 pencil. And I remember thinking, Iowa, why is Iowa giving me these tests here in Texas? Well, Iowa has great public schools. We've got area education agencies all across the state that are agencies that specifically support the districts in the area to help students, to help performance, and to supplement and enhance the services that the districts offer to the public and the students. When I was a substitute teacher, before I got into real estate a number of years ago, I got my substitute authorization license here in town at the Heartland AEA. And so I know firsthand like what the districts are like and what the AEAs offer. And I substitute taught for West Des Moines, Waukee, and Urbandale, all fabulous districts. And we've got great private schools, Dowling Catholic School. We've got great universities. Ames, where not the University of Iowa, but Iowa State University, go Cyclones, is only 45 minutes away. If you're a Hawkeye fan, that's only like 2 hours away, go Hawkeyes. And in town, we've got Drake University, the Bulldogs, and we've got Grandview University and Des Moines University, which is a renowned college, or excuse me, university for osteopathy. So it's a great place for families because kids have wonderful education opportunities here. I really appreciate you watching the video, and I hope you found this content useful. Watch my community overview video of the city of Waukee, one of our western suburbs, and have a blessed day.